Okay, so this is a little bit worrisome. Over the years, we've heard about people trying to talk and put a lot of life into dividing Nigeria. I don't know why we keep talking about dividing Nigeria. Do we, as Nigerians, looking for the easy way out when it comes to making Nigeria great, or we don't want to think? You see, when you divide something, doesn't mean the problem won't still be there. Guess who will suffer it? You know the adage that says when two elephants fight? Yeah, it's the grass that suffers it. When you divide, guess who is going to still take charge? The same people that you are trying to run away from nationally. Because they have the resources. Are you thinking? And again, if you think of dividing a country, do you know the repercussions? How many generations will pass that will waste away before you even stabilize? And remember, Nigeria is so toxic in terms of ethnicity. We have thousands of different ethnic groups in that country. Okay, let me just say hundreds. Again, they are even not as united. Talk less of dividing among yourselves. I think division is not the right way to go. What is the right way? I'm not going to tell you. I will allow a prominent pastor that we all know, one of the most popular pastors on earth, and he's from Nigeria. He said something that I actually, thought of, and I think it makes a lot of sense. What did he say? You will soon find out. But there's still another pastor. This is where I always come around and criticize a little bit. That said there will be division soon, which I don't believe in. Why? Because over time there have been a lot of pastors that prophesy. Why can't they just even prophesy something good about Nigeria in the first place? Why is it always prophesy to divide? What are we doing, sir?
Mark my word. I am seeing Yoruba separate, Biafra separate, Arewa separate. Separate. It's coming. It will happen soon. Separate. Separate.
Again, there's another one, and I've just told you, I guess you must know who I'm talking about. Pastor Adeboye. He said something very profound of what he thinks Nigeria should do to make Nigeria great. United States of Nigeria. How about that? What does he think? What is he saying about that? What idea came into his mind? This is a pastor that has actually come out to talk politics because he's concerned. And guess what? He is actually giving a voice to traditional rulers. Come on now. I think it's time. Even the pastors are beginning to understand that the traditional rulers should not be left behind in decision making in our country. Division, especially through, is it war or rebellious act or whatever, especially if it is bloodshed. I don't know how you're going to even divide without having clashes and all that. Not a very good idea. Sit back, relax, enjoy, and think. And please forward, share this video if it makes sense to you. And let people who know people that knows people have an idea of what this man said, whether it makes sense to make Nigeria a united country.
We all know that we must restructure. I mean, it's either we restructure or we break. That means say you don't have to be a prophet to know that one. That is certain to come. Restructure or break up. See, when we begin to talk about Nigeria from the year 2060, the first question that a mathematician will want to ask is, one, are we sure there will be Nigeria in the year 2060? In other words, you're talking about something that you are not 100% sure will be there at the time you are talking about it. So I was thinking, why can't we, for example, have a system of government that will create a kind of what I would call United States of Nigeria? Let me explain. We all know that we must restructure. It's either we restructure or we break. That means say you don't have to be a prophet to know that one. That is certain to come. Restructure or break up. Now we don't want to break up. God forbid. In restructuring, why don't we have, like I said, a Nigerian kind of democracy? At the federal level, for example, why don't we have a president and a prime minister? What do you mean? Well, if we have a president and a prime minister and we share responsibilities between these two so that one is not an appendage of the other. For example, if the president controls the army and the prime minister controls the police, if the president controls, shall we say, resources like oil and mining, and the prime minister controls finance and inland revenue, taxes and customs, etc., etc. You just divide the responsibilities between the two. And then you come to the state level. And at the state level, you have the governor and you have the premier. And again, you distribute responsibilities between these people in such a manner that one cannot really go all alone without the other. Maybe this is just a mathematical suggestion, and a mathematician can be eccentric, like I've said. Maybe we might begin to tackle the problem. And if we're going to adopt this model, which you eminent personalities will be able to talk about, I think then we will need urgently to restore what we used to call the House of Chiefs. I have a feeling that one of our major problems is that we have pushed the traditional rulers to the background. And I believe that's a great error, particularly for a country like Nigeria. You see, I find it very ridiculous that one will ask a traditional ruler to inform the chairman of his local government before he travels. Go to any town in Nigeria. Everybody in the town knows who is the paramount ruler, and they respect him. Many of them don't even know the name of the chairman of their local government. The traditional rulers are the actual landlords. They control the respect of their people. Their people will listen to them much more than, I'm sorry to say, they will listen to some politicians. And so just like they have, say, the House of Lords in Britain, why can't we have the House of Chiefs? We might expand it and include in that House of Chiefs, as they do in Britain, include some religious leaders, bishops. I'm not a bishop, I'm a pastor, so don't think I'm including myself. Bishops, chief imams, and so on and so on. These are people who can shape the opinions of the people. I'm just putting that one as a little presentation to those of you who can think about it. Maybe it will help us to get Nigeria going. And then, without any doubt, we must restructure and do it as soon as possible. A United States of Nigeria is likely to survive much more than our present structure.
What are we doing, Seth?